subtract, like the top equation from the bottom?
No. How about add?
Or add, yeah.
Notice that if I add a plus y to a minus y, they cancel.
Yeah.
Okay. So, you're allowed to add or subtract equations.
Okay.
So there's nothing wrong with subtracting equations, it's just that it doesn't make a variable disappear here.
Okay.
The only way I can get a variable to disappear by doing one or the other is to add them. So what do you get after you add them?
So you get 5x is equal to negative 15. And then you get x is equal to negative 3.
Okay. And what about y?
And then you plug negative 3 into x, 9x. So you do 9 times negative 3.
Okay, that's minus 27.
So y equals 2. Yeah, so negative 27 plus y equals 2. So you'd add 27.
Okay. So y equal what?
So y equals 29.
Okay, so there's your two solutions, and it said check them. Well, to really check them, we have to plug both of them into both equations.
Okay.
So let's plug both of our answers in for x and y and see if that really does equal 2. Well, we just kind of just did that. We plugged in minus 3. That was minus 27. Plus 29 is equal to 2. So it works.
It does.
Check there. How about the other one? Does minus 4 times a minus 3 minus 29 equal minus 17?
It does, yeah.
Yeah, because this turns into a plus 12.
Yeah.
So we have 12 minus 29. That does equal minus 17. So they both work. That's a good solution.
Awesome.
Let's do the next one here.
Okay.
Oops, hold on.
Okay.
So here we have 4x minus 9y equals minus 21, and minus 4x minus 3y. So first figure out, can we eliminate a variable by either adding or subtracting the equations?
Yeah, we can eliminate the 4x and a negative 4x.
By doing what?
Adding.
Okay. Makes that 0.
And then you get negative 12y is equal to negative 12.
Good.
Then divide by negative 12, and you get y equals 1.
Okay. Now solve for x.
Yeah, then you plug it into the equation. So you do 4x minus 9 times 1 equals negative 21.
Okay, so you do 4x minus 9 times 1 equals minus 21. Go ahead and solve that.
And then negative 9 times 1 is negative 9.
Okay.
So now it'd be 4x minus 9 equals negative 21.
Okay. What's the next line?
Then you add 9 to both sides, and you get negative 12. So, or 4x equals negative 12.
Okay.
And then you divide by 4.
So just give me the answer.
X equals negative 3.
Okay. There's your two solutions. Let's plug them in.
Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. So yeah, you do. Well, we kind of did that, like.
Well.
'Cause we already did.
We kind of did, but since we now have two complete solutions, let's check both equations. I can only imagine that she wants you to do that.
Yeah, she said, like, when you do the equation, that's pretty much like checking your work because you're plugging in the...
Okay, so she's saying that in the process of solving for x, we check the first equation.
Yeah.
So let's plug it into the second one. Because we didn't use the second equation to solve for x.
No.
So that could potentially be wrong. So, minus 4 times minus 3 minus 3 times 1 is that equal to 9?
So 12 minus 3, yeah, that'd be 9. Yeah.
Good.
Awesome.
Yeah, that makes more sense. That we don't need to check both of them. If we use one of them to figure out the other value. Actually, I'm not positive of that, but that you wouldn't need to still check both of them. But I'll agree with your teacher that we probably don't need to. Okay.
Yeah.
What can I do here to eliminate a variable?
You could eliminate 5y and negative 5y by adding.
Okay, so after I add them, what do I get?
Negative 7x is equal to 7.
So
And you
x,
divide, yeah.
x equals what?
X equals negative 1.
Okay, now how do I solve for y?
Then you plug in, so negative 3 times negative 1 minus 5y equals negative 7. So negative 3 times negative 1, so 3 minus 5y equals negative 7.
Okay.
You would subtract 3.
Okay.
You get negative, so negative 5y is equal to negative 10.
Good.
Divide by negative 5, and then you get y is equal to 2.
Okay. So there's our two solutions. Let's plug them into the second one.
Okay.
We used the first one to come up with y. Let's just plug it into this one.
Okay. So you would plug in negative 4 times negative 1 plus 5 times 2 equals 14.
Does it?
Negative 4 times negative 1 is 4 plus 10 is 14, so yeah.
Okay, good.
Cool. Alright, and then for this one you just have to like switch them around.
Okay.
Switch the top one around.
Yeah, it's better. You don't actually, you kind of do need to switch them around. You want to put it in standard format. It's standard format, which is ax plus by equals c. When you have it in standard format, elimination really works nicely. If it's not in standard format, you need to manipulate it around to get it in the standard format. So what's the top equation going to be once I put it in standard format?
6x plus y equals negative 10.
6x or minus 6x?
Minus 6x. So minus 6x.
Minus
yeah, minus y equals equals 10.
Okay. In other words, I have to move the 6x over to there, and I have to move the 10 to the right.
Yeah.
But the sign on the y stays the same. So this is the same equation as that. And then I have below it this. And now it's pretty easy.
Yeah. So now it would be negative 1x is equal to 0.
Okay. What's y equal?
So you divide by negative 1, so it would be x equals 0.
Okay. So x equals 0, and what's the easiest way to figure out what y is?
Probably do it in the second equation.
Exactly, because when I plug in 0 for x, now I'm left with y all alone with a positive coefficient. So I know y is equal to minus 10.
Yeah.
Now let's check in the first equation. Since I used the second equation to figure out y, let's check everything in the first equation.
Okay. So you would replace 5 times 0, which is 0. So it would be y equals negative 10. So
yeah, it would be minus y equals 10.
Yeah.
Which means y equals minus 10. Yeah, so it works. Okay?
Yeah. Okay.
Alright, now they get a little tougher.
Yeah.
Because we can't eliminate a variable by just adding or subtracting these two equations.
No.
So we have to manipulate them first.
Yeah.
What are we going to do? Kind of manipulate.
So, well, you'd have to, like, you can't eliminate any
Right.
so you'd have to find something to multiply them by.
Okay. What can I
So,
multiply the equation number 1 by?
7.
Let's do smaller numbers. In other words, we could do 7.
Because then you
But
can just subtract 7.
Wouldn't 2 be easier?
Oh, yeah, that would be easier.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's
multiply by 2.
rewrite equation number 1 as 2x plus 2y equals 4.
Yeah.
So instead of that, I'm going to write that.
Okay,
Now,
yeah, that makes more sense.
what can I do?
Okay, so now you can subtract 2.
We could subtract 1 from 2.
Yeah.
You get what?
So you get x. Well, so you just get 5y is equal to 13.
Remember, we're subtracting.
Yeah. Oh, 9. 5. Then divide by 5. Then you get y equals 1.
Okay, now to solve for x, we don't need to go into one of these two. Let's go back to the simplest equation on our page, which is up here.
Yeah.
Plug in 1 for y and solve for x.
Oh, so x plus 1 equals 2.
So x is equal to what?
So x is equal to 2.
Is
1.
Is 1. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, and then since we use that, we don't want to check with that. Let's check on this one. We don't want to check with this one down here either, because that's the same one as that.
Yeah.
But the middle one is different. So when I plug in 1 for x and 1 for y, does the middle one work?
It does, because 7 plus 2 is 9.
It does, for sure.
Cool.
Once you get the hang of these, they become pretty straightforward.
They do. Yeah.
So all you have to figure out is whether you want to subtract the equations or add them. I mean, ultimately, that's the thing you want to figure out.
Yeah. Okay. So for this one...
Incidentally, on the other one, there would have been nothing wrong with you multiplying by 7.
Yeah.
We would have eliminated y first. We would have gotten the same answers. But I still like the philosophy of dealing with as small a numbers as you can. It was easier to multiply one equation by 2 than it was by 7.
Yeah.
Just because it's easier to multiply stuff by 2 than it is by 7.
It is. Okay.
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 So what are we going to do?
So for this one, you can multiply the second equation by 2.
Okay.
And then you can subtract, so it'd be 4x minus 6y is equal to 10.
Hold on. If we're multiplying it by 2, you got to multiply everything by 2.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So 4 times 2 is 8, so it'd be 8x minus 6y equals 10.
Okay. And then just so that we don't get confused, that's what I like to do.
Yeah.
Okay, because otherwise you can end up with a lot of equations on your page, especially when you have to manipulate both equations. So far, we have only had to manipulate one in order to be able to eliminate a variable. So what now?
So now it would just be negative 1y.
Okay, be careful. We're going to subtract, right? In other words, the very first thing you have to determine is, am I going to eliminate a variable by addition or subtraction?
Subtraction.
Okay, am I going to subtract 2 from 1? That's the way I have it laid out. Might as well.
Oh, okay.
Not 1 from 2, but 2 from 1. I could do 1 from 2.
Yeah.
Notice that when I do 1 from 2, I'm going to have a negative 1 over here. Whereas if I do 2 from 1, at least that's positive.
Yeah.
What is minus 5y minus a minus 6y?
1y.
Okay.
So big 1y is equal to 1.
Okay.
Then divide by 1,
Well,
you get y equals 1.
you don't need to put the 1 in front of it.
Yeah.
Okay. Now what equation should I go into to solve for x?
You could put it into the second equation.
Okay.
So you get 4x minus 3 is equal to 5.
Okay. 4x minus 3 times 1 equals 5, which makes 4x equal to...
4x is equal to 8.
And x equals...
2.
Okay. And then choose not this one or this one, but this one to check your answer.
Okay. Yeah, we could just do number 1.
Okay. Does it work?
So, yeah, so 8 times 2, which is 16, minus 5, that's equal to 11.
Okay. Good.
Cool.
Okay.
Okay. So you could multiply the second equation by 5 to get rid of the y value.
Okay.
So now,
I understand what you're saying, yeah, but probably the way to phrase that is multiply the second equation by 5.
yeah,
Okay, what do I get?
15x plus 20y equals 36 times 5.
180.
Yeah, 180.
Now, cross out that one so we don't get confused. Now, how can I eliminate a variable?
Add 20. Or just
By adding equation 1 to equation 2.
Yeah.
Okay? What do you get?
26x is equal to
208.
yeah, 208.
And I'm guessing that's a whole number. That must be 8.
Yeah, that's what I got.
8 times 26 is 208.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? So now, to go back into the simplest equation, is probably this one here.
Yeah. So you do 3 times 8
That's,
plus 4y
so that's
equals
24 plus 4y equals 36.
Then you subtract 24,
Okay?
and then you get 12.
4y equals 12, okay?
Yeah, 4y equals 12. And then you divide by 4, and you get y equals 3.
Okay. And then which equation shall we test it out on?
We could do the second equation.
And we just did the second equation
yeah, the
to
first
solve
one,
for y.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't matter whether we use this equation or this equation. That's what we use to solve for y. So let's check them on the first equation.
Okay.
The only one we didn't use.
Yeah.
Okay. We got
so
11
you do,
times 8.
which is 88, minus
20 times 3.
which is 60, or negative 60.
Good.
And that equals 28.
Huh?
Okay.
All right. Now, a little harder still.
Mm-hmm.
The reason this is harder is because of y. And I didn't mean y the letter. Why is this harder?
Let's see.
There's no way to manipulate one equation only
Yeah.
and then add or subtract the two equations and eliminate a variable. I can't do it.
Yeah.
I mean, I could multiply the top one by 1.5, but then I got fractions everywhere, and avoid that.
And that just gets confusing, yeah.
So I want to multiply both equations.
Okay.
So I'm going to have a new equation 1 and a new equation 2. What am I going to do to equation 1?
Maybe multiply by 2.
That'll give me minus 4x.
Multiply by negative 2.
That'll give me plus 4x. Still not going to be able to eliminate a variable.
Yeah.
What's the common denominator between those right there?
1
6.
or
Common
6.
denominator between 2 and 3 is 6. So
Okay.
can I turn this into a minus 6x and this into a plus 6x?
Yeah, you could do that.
Okay, what do I have to multiply equation 1 by?
Positive 3.
Positive 3. Okay, go ahead and multiply every term by positive 3 and I'll write the answer down.
Okay, so negative 6x minus 30y.
Positive 3.
Or positive 3.
What's 3 times 15?
45.
3 times 5 I meant. Sorry.
Oh, no, you're good. 15.
I was looking at my answer. And 3 times 9?
27.
Okay, so that's our new equation 1. Still can't eliminate anything, so I got to manipulate equation 2.
Okay.
By doing what? What do I need to multiply equation 2 by?
2.
Okay, giving me what?
6x plus 22.
Y.
Y. Yeah, equals 8.
Okay.
So now
Now we have the same two equations, only now when we add them, a variable will disappear.
Yeah.
What's the next line?
7y is equal to 35.
Y equals?
5.
Okay. Pick one of the easy equations to solve for x.
Probably 3x plus 11y equals 4.
Okay. I kind of like that answer because got a positive coefficient in front of the x. This one's got a negative coefficient. That could hurt us.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got 3x plus 11 times 5 equals 4.
Yeah.
So 3x equals...
So 3x equal... wait. 3x... would it be...
3x plus 55 equals 4.
Yeah, okay.
So 3x equals...
then you...
All I did is 2 steps in 1, yeah.
Okay.
In other words, here, let's replace that with a 2.
3x equals negative 51.
Okay. What's x equal?
5 by 3.
That's minus 17.
Minus 17.
Okay. So y equals 5, x equals minus 17. We figured it out from equation 2, so let's check it with equation 1.
Okay. So negative 2 times negative 17 minus 5 times 5 equals 9.
Okay, what's this equal?
17. 34 minus 25, and that equals 9.
Good. Now, we actually had a choice on this in terms of we could have tried to eliminate the y. And notice what I would have had to do to eliminate the y. I would have had to multiply one equation by 11 and the other one by 5.
Yeah.
So you always have that choice as to which variable you're going to choose to eliminate.
Okay.
And it would have been a lot harder if I have to multiply this by 11 and this by 5, turning both of these into 55.
Yeah.
So that they'll go away. But then I've got big numbers. I got 11 times this times 9. So it's much easier to multiply this by 3 and this by 2.
Okay.
Okay? And the way to figure that out is figure out what the kind of the common denominator is. Not really a common denominator, but we know that these need to turn into 6.
Yeah.
Okay? Well, to turn these into 6s, this has to be multiplied by 3, this has to be multiplied by 2.
Okay.
And that's probably the best way to look at them.
Yeah. Okay.
What can we do here?
What could we do?
Remember the previous problem when I said we could eliminate y by, in other words, forget common denominators. I can always do this by multiplying the bottom one by 12 and the top one by 8. Notice that 8 times 12 is going to equal 12 times 8.
Yeah.
Okay? But that's using bigger numbers than we need. What is this ratio right here?
Like 12 times 8.
12 divided by 8 is the same as 3 divided by 2.
Yeah, just simplifying.
So this is 3 halves bigger than that. So how can I do it now? In other words, I don't have to multiply the bottom by 12 and the top by 8. I can actually get them to the same numbers by multiplying the bottom by what and the top by what?
So the top by 2 and the bottom by 3?
You got it. So this times 2. So what's the new equation 1?
24x minus 14y equals 4.
Minus 4.
Minus 4, yeah.
What's the new equation 2?
24x plus 33y equals 90.
Now, which do you want to subtract? You know we have to subtract them.
Yeah.
Because these are equal. Do we want to subtract 1 from 2 or 2 from 1?
Probably 1 from 2.
Yeah, because it leaves all positive coefficients. You can do it either way, but always do it the way that leaves positive coefficients if you can. So what do I get?
So you get 19y.
No. Make sure that you do it correctly if you're going to do it this way. In other words, 33 minus a minus 14.
Oh, so it'd be 47. So it'd be 47 is equal to 47y is equal to 86.
What's 90 minus a minus 4?
94.
Okay. That's a mistake you keep repeating. That when you are subtracting a negative number, make sure you do the double negative.
Okay. Yeah.
In other words, it's not 33 minus 14. It's 33 minus a minus 14. Just like it's 90 minus a minus 4.
Okay.
Okay, so if 47y equals 94, what's y equal?
Y is equal to 2.
And let's see, do I have one of my simple equations? Yeah, let's use this one here.
Okay.
So plug in for y.
For that, okay, yeah, so it'd be 8x plus 22 equals 30. Then you subtract 22 from both sides. Then you get 8x is equal to 8.
So x equal 1.
Yeah.
Okay, since we used that equation, let's use equation 1 to test it. And in fact, let's go back to the original equation 1 because it's a little easier. Okay, so what was our values? Y is 2 and x is 1.
Yeah. So 24 times 2.
Hold it. Y is 2, x is 1. We're using the simple.
Oh, okay. So it'd be, 12 times 1, which is 12, minus 14 equals negative 2.
That's pretty good, Dylan. We got through
Yeah.
nine of those toughies in a half hour. That's good.
Awesome.
Yeah,
That is good.
I think you got it. I think you
Yeah.
got it figured out.
I think so too.
I will talk to you tomorrow night, I think.
Awesome. Yeah, that sounds good.
All right. Talk to you.